Hello, good afternoon. We'll continue with our training program on W language programming. So far, we have been able to go through a series of training webinars. We introduced ourselves, what was WinDev mobile platform. We're able to go through creating a project, creating a database, and so on and so forth. And today I have with me Mr. Njoko Jr. Yes, as you can see, he is going to take us through what it takes to secure our system. For every IT system, security is key. Ensuring that the integrity of information saved in your application is paramount. In security, there's a CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Ensuring the genuineness of information over time is paramount. And how can you do that? We can do that by ensuring that only the authorized user have access into our application. Because in cybersecurity, we talk about securing the application. That one way to secure the information is securing the application, the processing of the information as well. So not everybody should be able to get into our application in order to modify the information found in our application. So in today's class, we are expecting him to take us through the stage of creating a data file in a database. We're going to see that how you can create a data file in a database that will hold the information about logging in. Then from there, we are going to create a window and test using some functions to make sure that when we save somebody, it is only that person that will be able to log into our system. Thereafter, in subsequent webinar video, we can be handling recovery your password, signing up, not necessarily logging in. So we are going to see all of those details. So I'll hand it over now to Mr. Njoko Jr. Junior, I hope you're there.
Yes, I'm there. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to take you on to talk about data files in the database and how to manage a login system on registration. So I'll have to share my screen. Are you getting me?
Yeah, we can get you.
Okay. So I will share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
We can't see your screen yet.
It's loading. Okay, just loaded. So I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So here is my data file. My data file, which is composed of different elements that describes actually what a user is. So I will go on description of items to see the different elements and the data type.
So it means that the data file user is a data file that is meant to save the information about that particular user which we are saving in our system.
Yes, actually that's the case. So now we have this field which describe our user, like the information our user will have to provide to us. So we have the name, which is in form of text, the password, the telephone number, the gender, and the email address. And each of them are given a different size. You can see here. And my primary key is my email, and I have a composite key, which is telephone. So with this data file, I plan to create my window and then perform my login system.
Okay, you see, among the elements, the fields provided for that particular data file user, I note that the name of your data file must not necessarily be user. It can be anything else.
Yes.
And out of the 5 fields provided, only 2 can be used as primary keys. That is the telephone or the email. Because those are the only 2 fields that are uniquely or that can uniquely identify a particular user. You can't use name, password, or gender
Gender.
because multiple persons can have the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will go immediately on my registration interface, my window registration, where you can see the different fields, the different inputs that I will take. For those who don't know how to do this, I will show you how to do it.
I'm sure everybody can because in our probably previous videos we're able to handle this, created
Yeah,
databases
yeah,
and link.
actually. So this is uh, this is my registration form, and then inside the registration button, I added some codes for it to test my fields in case there is an error or in case informations are not well handled.
Okay, before you continue, Mr. Joko, if you look at the code he has provided to us, you see the very first statement is to ensure that none of the fields should have an empty input. I think we
Yes,
can see that.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And those 2 braces that come by the side, the greater and the less, it
So,
means that if this is
different
different,
from, yes,
yeah, that's the meaning. So
comparison.
comparison. So you can either use that or you use the exclamation and equals to, like we use normally
Okay,
in C.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
Mr. Joker, I think you can explain your code better.
Yes, yes. So as Mr. Carr said, here I've test my conditions in case the field is empty. So for if none of them are empty, I will compare my password and my confirmation and my password confirmation, because the user has the opportunity to input 2 passwords, like the first, and confirm his password. In case the system will consider that the 2 passwords are not the same. Else, it will perform its operation and then add the user to the data.
Okay, before you continue, Mr. Joko, in the creation of a system, since everybody can perform an action and also do a mistake, the process for creating authenticating user is essential that a user inputs his desired password more than once. There are many reasons. One of the reasons might be the user have not mastered the keyboard, or the keyboard may be different from the one he's familiar with. So he picked a character which is not conforming to actually what he intended. So when he's put it twice, is to make sure that the user actually knows that this is a particular password he's doing. That is why the system had to check and compare the 2 inputs to make sure that they match. You see, most of us, I'm sure we have had that kind of experience. Where you put the first one, you come to the second one, you make a mistake, then they say, hey, why is the password different? Because once you have created that user, it is difficult if the user does not have the platform to correct that. He will not enter before correcting. So it's important that you have that double check.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Carr. So, concerning the registration window, this is the line of codes that are needed. These are the line of codes that are needed. Apart from that, we can head to the login window.
Before you go, if you permit, just come back there. If you see on his window, inside his code, he was using EDT underscore email, EDT underscore password. I hope we can all remember. Those are the names of the various
Fields.
edit fields that we are using. So I hope you know that. And please go back to your code. The code is found under the button register. And if you know the category under which it is found, it is click btn underscore register. It means when you click on that button, so that is the event that is taking place. The screen to file we all master HR, and in the HR we are putting the user in bracket because we are adding to the data file user. So if you change your own appellation, ensure that inside this particular bracket you also change those appellation. And the use of the RAS, you remember, is to clear the screen and those to display an output function like info. Okay, thank you, Junior.
Okay. So we can head to the windows to the login window, I think.
Just go back to that place of create. Let's test it and make sure that it
Okay.
is going.
Okay. So let's create a new. As you remember, to do a unit testing, you have to click here or you press F9. Or this you close. And then let's head back to our window. Okay.
Yeah, where we are actually testing what we are doing.
Yeah.
So let's see if the code is functioning.
Okay. So this is our window where we can enter the informations. So let me on the name, the name. Please wait few seconds.
Why is explaining that? If you look carefully at the gender portion below, you are selecting among the various gender. So there's a particular name we call that. So feel free to respond through the comment section of the video. So let's see if you master that. When you create a particular field where it is select among the list of proposed users, how do we call that? And if you look at the window we are presenting to you today, there is something lacking. On the password section, there is not the I, which you can actually view what you have inputted. So I'm encouraging you to propose in the comment section below how we can solve that. And in our subsequent videos, we are going to solve it together. So remember the password section and the reusable password section. The password should have the I, such that when you input your password, you can click on that I to make sure that what is inputted matches exactly what you have inputted. And ensure you note that the password field and the re-password field, you cannot paste any text there, so that you force the user to actually input the information, so that in that way you can provide and ensure the authenticity and the willingness for the user to put that particular information.
Yeah, actually, what you said was completely right. It was you said everything. So let us save our user and then we are going to see you have this toast display which is telling you that
the user is created
successfully.
And you remember it is erasing everything because we use the RAS function.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
actually.
So today we have effectively been able to register a user through that particular medium. And I'm sure we can see that code right, where we test the password and the only password. Ensure you try to add the I section. In our subsequent video, we are going to see how to solve that particular problem. If you have any worry, feel free to get to myself or Mr. Dugo through the comment section. So thank you guys for participating, and we are going to see ourselves again in the next webinar. Thank you. Ciao.